Hello and welcome back to the On the Slab Horror Show, the show that we bring to you each and every Friday night. Why we do this on a Friday night? Because Friday night is horror night. As you can see, we are joined by a guest with long hair, but it's not Tombstone Ted this week. This is a name to keep an eye out for in the indie horror world. This is actress Miss Julie Seidel. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to come on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And what we will say is this is Julie's first podcast appearance. So she'll join the first podcast appearance club. I think there's six, I think, or seven guests that we've had that's the first. So you're not on your own.
Good.
As I
That's good
said,
to know.
it's all downhill. No one does it quite like we do it here.
Exactly.
Um, but obviously we connected there on social media there last week or the week before. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? And then obviously how you got into acting.
Yeah, sure. So I just started around 3 years ago. I had never really studied acting or really had any training. I just kind of got into it on my own. I started out doing background work, so I was an extra in some movies and shows. Um, and then even at that time, I wasn't really trying to be an actor. I just really enjoyed being on set and getting to do a little bit of acting. And then I was actually following a casting group for extras on Facebook, and they one day posted a casting call for speaking roles, and I didn't even realize, that there were so many indie films and that you could self-submit for them. And then from there, I just got really into it and just got backstage and actors access and started submitting for anything I could, really.
Nice. So you just kind of fell into it.
Yeah.
So obviously you said you started doing extra work. Anything major that you were in?
Yeah, I was on the show Mindhunter. I was one of the victims in crime scene photos.
The lads like that show now. I don't watch them kind of them shows. They're not my
No.
kind of cup of tea. They're my wife's cup of tea, but they're not mine.
Oh yeah.
Um yeah. It's a pretty big show though. That was a Netflix one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Nice, nice. It's a good extra to be on.
Hmm.
Would that be the biggest one?
Yeah, I was on that. I was on the show Shameless, that was on Showtime.
That's
I
the
did a
American
couple.
version.
Yeah. Oh
Was
yeah,
it
I've
Greg,
seen I've seen some
was
of the UK one as well. Yeah.
was it Greg Kinnear? Was that Shameless, wasn't it?
May I think I can't remember for sure.
Yeah, I think it might have been Greg Kinnear. I never watched the UK one. I didn't watch the American one either.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Didn't seem like my kind of thing.
No.
No, they're two big shows to be on. No, they were quite successful.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know there was definitely uproar when Mindhunter didn't get renewed.
Yeah, and a lot of people were really disappointed in
Yeah.
that.
Um, I do keep meaning to try it, and I'll be like, I just get to it, and then I'll be flicking through Netflix, and be like, no, I'll just do something else.
Yeah.
Try
Have you
stick with
read
the
the
tried and trusted.
Yeah, exactly.
So you obviously then you said you didn't train for acting, so you're just self taught.
Yeah, basically. I did when I was in middle school, I took like 1 week long acting class. So but that was it. I didn't do anything else after that. So yeah, I just kind of taught myself and just by working, just practicing, doing self tapes. So
Can you cry on command?
that one I'm still kind of working on. If I can sometimes.
That's
I
seriously impressive talent there.
Yeah, that's one I'm still working on. That's
Yeah.
hard to do.
Uh, well, I mean, like you have to learn somewhere along the way. Just get the
Exactly.
old Vicks under the eyes trick.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, we used to do that in school. That was horrendous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I mean that's a talent on your own because obviously you see actors and actresses that have known that that's what they're going to do their whole life and
Right.
going to college and training all the time, and then you get somebody that's like, okay, I'm just happy go lucky go for extras to speaking role and now to becoming an actress. So fair play to you.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely didn't have the typical background, but yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, like for a lot of people, I'd say it's a dream job, really. Now, obviously, acting is a lot different than most people perceive it. Like where you see the A-listers are like never have to do anything again after one movie, where in the indie scene, people are working two, three jobs, and on
Mhm.
set they're probably doing about four or five different jobs.
Right.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
the, the
absolutely.
levels are so wild in acting.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you wouldn't see Tom Cruise holding a boom mic.
No.
I wouldn't even say he knows what it is. Um, so obviously then you've gone into acting. Are you doing that full time now or
No, so I'm actually full-time, I'm a social worker.
oh nice.
Yeah, and then I do acting mostly on the weekends or on a day off or something. So
Well I mean that's a very important and not well what's the right word? It's not well recognized job. Like you never
Mhm.
get recognition for the amazing work that they do.
Yeah, that's
But
very true.
yeah, it's a tough job.
Yeah, definitely it's tough
Well, I
emotionally,
mean,
but it can be very rewarding as well.
absolutely. I'd say obviously when you find out that you've helped people past a point or helped kids along the way, so fair play to you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you. Yeah.
Although I've never quite heard of someone going, yeah, I'm a social worker Monday to Friday, but I'm an actress on the weekend.
Yeah.
What
I
happens?
don't know anyone else like that,
I,
but
I, I like to get killed on TV shows at the weekend.
yeah.
Imagine that. There you're having a conversation with someone that you're dealing with. What you doing the weekend? I got killed 14 times in 14 different shows.
Yeah, not the typical hobbies, but
Well, I mean, everyone has their own hobby, and I mean, like some people go to drama and do put on plays and stuff. So why
yeah.
not? I suppose. So, like, would you travel far then in terms of acting?
Yeah, I actually did one project that I worked on. I got to go to Hawaii for
Oh,
that,
nice.
which was incredible. But yeah, I do mostly Pennsylvania or New Jersey or somewhere around there. But yeah, I'm definitely, if there's an opportunity wherever, I'll take it.
Do you want to go to Hawaii? No. Oh no. Like you'd be mad to turn that down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just seems like it's just one of them places in the world where everyone wants to go, isn't it? At some stage. It wouldn't ideally be for me now. I don't like the beach, so I wouldn't be swimming in the sea.
Yeah, then you might not.
Uh,
But
There's
yeah, there's
big
still
ass
lots to do.
sharks there too.
They do.
Yeah. So fuck that. Um, but in terms of horror projects, you've got quite a few under your belt. What did you say? You're 3 years in,
Yes.
3 years in, and you've got four. Is it?
Yeah, yeah. There might
Well,
be some also that aren't on my IMDb as well.
yeah. I'm just looking at the IMDb here.
Mhm.
Um, Night of the Harvest, a 2 hours and 6 minute long
Yeah.
movie. That's a long flick. In terms of horror.
It is, yeah. I have a pretty small role in that one. I'm a waitress in one of the scenes. But yeah, that's a great movie. I actually worked with that same director on another one of his upcoming movies, Dark Frequency.
Oh, nice. Ryan Calloway.
Yes.
Now, if I'm right, I'm pretty sure I've seen a film of his not
Oh
so
yeah.
long ago. I'm pretty sure I've seen. Oh, maybe not actually. No, it's not. Never mind. It's a different movie.
Oh yeah.
um, the name is very familiar though. But obviously I see it here. You're working on a 2025. It's another 2 hour plus movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and you play a deputy in it.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Badass cop.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. So how did you end up? Well, so was Night at the Harvest your first movie?
No, so it was my first like IMDb credit, but I had done I want to say maybe like 3 or 4 movies before that.
Okay, okay. Well, so how did you go about getting into your first movie? Obviously, you said that there was callbacks.
Yeah, so the first movie I did was actually a student film. I did it was being filmed at Villanova and it was called Unscripted. And it was about this guy that basically he wishes that he always knew the right thing to say. And then he ends up actually seeing like a script in his head or like in front of him. And at first he thinks it's great, and then he kind of realizes that, it doesn't go so well. But
So he's basically seeing the conversation happening in front of him.
right, yeah.
Okay, very Matrix
Yeah.
esque.
Mhm.
Nice. I mean, it's a good idea for a film, really.
Yeah, I thought it
Mm,
was a really interesting
mm.
idea.
Okay, and you obviously just answered a callback along the way on that one.
Yeah, so that one I found on Backstage and yeah, just did the audition. And I luckily got that one pretty early on after I started acting and started applying for things. And yeah, and then I did one other movie that year, 2022, Return to Bloody Creek. And
Nice.
that was with the director in New Jersey. Um, I think that one's on IMDb, but I my page isn't credited.
Oh, okay. What did you say it was called? Return to.
Yeah, Return to Bloody Creek.
Interesting. It sounds familiar now. That one.
Oh yeah.
Now I watch a ridiculous amount of a ridiculous amount of horror movies where I'm like, and then someone says it to me, "Have you seen this?" I don't think so. And then I'll sit and watch it, and like 20 minutes in, I'll be like, "Oh, I've seen it."
Yeah, they all kind of start to run together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I might have seen this somewhere.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like, I might be wrong with it, but it sounds familiar.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go with yeah, but I can't for sure say.
Yeah.
um. So what was it like on set there then?
That was really fun. I was also actually playing a police officer in that one, and I get electrocuted in a pool. So I kind of fall. So I kind of got to do where I fall into a pool, and then the killer kind of like throws a cord, electric cord in there, and then I just get electrocuted.
You
So
got zapped.
that was a pretty cool death scene.
Yeah, I've seen. I love that kind of death scene actually. One of my favorite horror comedies, Club Dread by Broken Lizard, has a scene like that in it. Where have you seen it?
I feel like I saw it a long time ago. I don't
Yeah,
remember that
it's
much.
2000. It's a 2005 movie. Um, but one of the guys is in the pool, and your man's holding the killer's holding the telly and throws it into the pool.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was like that.
yeah. I do love them. They're very fun. Obviously, even in terms of when people are in the bathtub, like in the Adams Family.
Yeah,
Like I watched the Adams Family with my two kids, and two of them were laughing like, "Would that actually happen?" I was like, "No."
yeah.
Last thing I need now is someone to throw something in when one of them's in the bath.
Yeah, you
So
don't want that.
no. Lucky we've no plugs in the bathroom. So,
That's probably good.
but yeah. So like it sounds very familiar. But again, as I said, I'd have to sit and watch it again, and then after a few minutes, I'd be like, "Oh, I've definitely seen this."
Right, right.
So what else have you got lined up then, um, in terms of other horror movies that you have ready to come out?
Yeah, so I did I have a few that I'm filming soon. This weekend I'm actually doing a horror film that involves zombies. So it's kind of the start of like a zombie apocalypse. But my character has a condition called POTS, which I actually have as well. So it's kind of interesting to see how she's like dealing with that, while also kind of dealing with the apocalypse as well. So I'm really excited about that one. I also am doing a movie coming up soon called In the Vents, and I'm playing a woman living on her own, and she starts to hear creepy noises in her apartment coming from the vents, and I can't give away much more than that, but
Nice,
yeah.
nice. Them ones I've seen a few films like that, and there was a couple of episodes of the X Files, where they had the guy in the vent.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was one of the first. It was one of the very first episodes I seen when I was younger, and I always remembered it. And then myself and herself started to watch the X Files, and that episode came up. I was like, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's something eerie about those kind of films, though,
Right.
because like over here we don't have them, but in the States, the way the apartments and stuff are built are much different, and you have them vents.
Right.
Um, so obviously, like I don't think they're big enough for someone to live in, but potentially could be.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good
So
point.
last thing you want is to wake up and someone just staring through the vent at you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you're getting to star in a zombie movie now as well.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
excited about that. I'll be filming that this weekend. I did actually also just do another horror comedy short called Roll for Terror. And it's where we're playing D&D and we are filming it for like a podcast and then we summon a demon and it kills us. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Is it on YouTube? Is it?
It's going to be soon. It's not out quite yet, but
Oh, okay.
it will be
I'll keep,
soon.
I'll keep I'll keep an eye out for it when it comes out.
Okay.
Um, I never understood the whole D&D thing. It just never hit off with me. But
Yeah, I've never
it's one of
done
them
it.
games where I looked at it and be like, I'd really enjoy that, but I
Mhm.
also wouldn't have the patience to play it for like 4 days.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, I seen people play it on obviously in movies and stuff, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, yous are really into this.
Yeah, people get really into it.
Um, so like you're obviously keeping busy. Your Monday to Friday job is your Monday to Friday, but you're
Mhm.
stacked up with acting at the minute.
Yes.
But I mean, like it's always a good sign, especially when you're starting out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been really lucky that I've been working very consistently. So yeah, I feel very lucky that I've been getting so many jobs. So it's
And I
exciting.
mean, you said you're based out of Pennsylvania, is it?
Yeah.
That's not too bad. I don't know geography, but is that close to New York and stuff?
Yeah, it's right under New York.
No, nice. So it's doable to drive in and out if you had to.
Yeah, yeah, I've done a couple things in New York and a lot of the surrounding states actually have a lot of stuff filming. I've done like Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey a lot. So yeah.
Mar- oh yeah, Maryland's the one with the woods, isn't it? That's where normally where you find all the woods. That's where the Blair Witch was set.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That always looks great, and you see it in films.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. I think I need to
Great
watch.
setting.
I think I need to watch Blair Witch again soon.
I wanted as well because I feel like I saw it when I was maybe like 11 or 12 and I feel like I wasn't really able to fully appreciate it. So I think I would maybe appreciate it more now. Because at the time I kind of thought it was boring when I watched it
What?
back then.
Oh no. See,
But
I think there's a bit of an age gap between you and me. I remember that getting ready to come out.
yeah.
Like I would have been 9 when that came out in
Oh, okay.
'99, and like yeah, I still remember because I used to be in the video shop all the time, and like I
Mhm.
remember it being billed as a true story and how they
Yeah.
done it. Obviously, it wouldn't work now with social media, but what they
Yeah.
did for that movie was phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's very true how so many people thought it was real and that could really never happen again because I feel like no one would believe it now,
Yeah.
but it was cool that they could do that.
Well, I remember watching it in '04, I think, for the first time,
Mhm.
or '05 for part of the
Mhm.
school project,
Uh-huh.
on like what the media can do to films,
Oh, okay.
because
Nice.
obviously it was at the time the internet was starting to grow, and like I remember sitting watching it in school, and I was like, "This is awesome." I know people are saying it's a one and done movie. I watch it quite regularly and I love it.
Oh,
I haven't watched it in a while recently, but like I love it. I think it's brilliant, and I notice new things every time I watch it.
oh, nice. Yeah, I'll have to rewatch it, especially now that I've like done indie horror films. I think
And
it's because it was such a low budget indie film, and it became so huge.
do you know? I always mention when we talk about indie films, I always mention Terrifier, obviously being a massive part of the success that indie movies is having. I never ever go back to Blair Witch but Blair Witch was what that done was phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely, and it started the whole found footage thing too.
Well,
Well,
I
maybe
don't
there were
know.
ones before it, but it popularized it.
It definitely brought it back and made it bigger.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, definitely.
but yeah, like it definitely brought it more mainstream.
Yes.
And I think what the trade those guys did and the director was just off the charts.
Yeah, definitely.
Eduardo Sanchez has done some great movies though. To be fair to him, um, he's a really good Bigfoot movie as well. Exists? No, Crawl, Howl, something like that.
Sounds
I don't know whether you are into cryptids. Um, but his movie, I'll tell you now what it's called. Eduardo Sanchez. Uh, Blair Witch exists.
Oh,
It's very
I
good.
don't think I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he did some of the new Goosebumps as well.
Oh,
Fair enough.
nice.
That TV show was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would some of your like? Would you be a big horror fan?
Yeah, I love horror movies. Yeah.
Right. What? Right. Go on and let's go. We'll throw some hard ones at you. Give me your top five.
Okay. Halloween.
The
Um,
remake, obviously.
the original.
Said nobody ever. I fucking hate that remake.
What did you think of the newest ones, the new trilogy?
I
Did you like?
really enjoyed the new trilogy. Like I really enjoyed them. I know it gets a lot of shit, but I really enjoyed them.
Oh,
Like
nice. Yeah.
for me, Halloween, I loved Halloween one,
Hmm.
right? Obviously, as you do, because it's just awesome. And I loved Halloween three.
Yeah.
But the rest of the franchise for me, I was just like, whatever. Yeah, I couldn't care
Um,
less.
oh.
Two was okay, but for the rest of the franchise, I was just like, oh, like H2O was atrocious. Five, I was just like, oh. Um, but Ted, one of the other lads here on the show, and even Ian and Carl, the two other co-hosts, were at me for ages and ages and ages to watch the 2018 one. No, I didn't watch that up until 2022, just before Kills came out.
Uh-huh.
Um, because I literally I was in work and I won tickets to see Kills on the radio.
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay, I better watch it.
Yeah.
And then I watched the original and I watched that one, and then I went to
Um,
see Kills and I was like, this is awesome. And then I was stoked for Ends, and I really enjoyed Ends.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I like Kills for me. It was great because I don't know why, but I hate Judy Greer. I hate her. Like hate as an actress, I hate her in everything. And when she got killed at the end of Kills, I was so happy. I was sitting in the cinema going, yes. Okay, so Halloween's a good show. All right, what else? What else we got?
I really like The Strangers. Have you seen
Oh,
that?
the original one with Kate Beckinsale or with Liv Tyler and Scott
Yeah.
Speedman.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the original one of them in a long time, but I remember liking it when I seen it, and it was one of the first ones that repopularized the mask, the baby face mask kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
Uh, look, if I remember rightly, there's the scene where is she in like a cupboard or something, and she shoots him, shoots the cop when he comes in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
someone comes in. They think it's one of the killers, but
yeah,
it's not. They
yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember a whole lot of it, but I remember parts of it. But I remember enjoying it when I seen it.
Yeah, I
I heard the
really
newest one wasn't great.
yeah, I haven't seen the newest one. I saw the sequel that came out in 2018, but I haven't seen the newest one.
Quiet at Night or something, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Um, I didn't hear good things about the new one either. So I was like, I'll just let the first one live on.
Yeah, the first one's so good.
Yeah, I was so different as well. I think it was that scene where she's sitting there and they're just standing in the building behind her. Like, Jesus Christ!
That's one of the creepiest scenes for
Yeah,
me in any horror movie.
it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously, then it kind of brought in the Purge the way they done some of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's two. What else we got?
Say the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
Um,
I enjoy that to a point.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's not really one like you want to rewatch often, but it's just like it's such a
well,
good, well-made movie, you know.
Carl, he's one of the co-hosts, but he does all the editing on this. He'll love you for that. It's one of his favorite movies.
Oh, nice.
Uh, I'm um, I'm of the opinion that the old tree one is better.
It was good.
Hmm.
Y-
Apart from Leatherface himself, the old tree one I think is better.
Yeah, they had the other guy that's kind of like a villain in that one.
The
He's like the
Grandad
sheriff or
or
something.
Lee Emery.
Yeah, he was creepier than Leatherface. He was
He
another
stole the
villain.
show. He
Yeah,
stole the
for sure.
show in that film.
Yeah,
It was
definitely.
so good, so good.
Did you like the prequel to the remake? It's called The Beginning or something like that.
I seen it once in the cinema. I honestly I couldn't tell you if I did or I didn't. I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
go. I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna go with no. That's the one with Stefan Dorff, isn't it?
I
The man,
think
the man
so.
from Blade.
Or that might have been Leatherface that came out.
I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it, and I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay.
It wouldn't be fair for me to go yes or no. I can't remember. I know I've seen it though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I love the original Texas Chainsaw up until the dinner scene,
Yeah.
and then I hate it from then on.
Yeah, that seems a little bit much.
It's just that it's like the whatever about what happens in it, but it's the granddad is like a skeleton in the attic, and then he comes back to life.
Yeah.
I was like, I get that the film's not supposed to be a supernatural. It's about just a family of people that are killing people. And
Right.
that scene just kind of throws me out. I was like, it's just too wildly out there for that part of the film. I was like, it doesn't suit it. So
Yeah,
it
because
kind of annoys
it's
me.
pretty realistic up until then.
It
Yeah.
kind of annoys me, and I'm like, okay. And Marlon Bourne screaming, good lord.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, fair play to her. That's a scream queen if you go there though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So okay, that's three.
Okay. I really liked X that came out a few years ago.
We're rolling now. I loved X.
It was so good.
Loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I just thought it was phenomenal. I love Ty West.
Yeah.
I loved all of his stuff. I saw
Hmm.
it. I saw the Devil, the Innkeepers,
Yeah.
and then
Seen
the
that.
trilogy. The trilogy's been phenomenal.
Hmm.
Um, X was brilliant. I thought. Um, Brittany Snow was phenomenal in it.
She
Mia Goth was obviously Mia Goth was Mia Goth in it. Jenna Ortega being in it was a bit strange. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah.
I imagine it's because it was filmed before she became huge.
Right. Mhm.
Um, but yeah, some of the death scenes in that were just so good.
So good. Yeah, it definitely reminded me of classic horror movies. I felt like I hadn't seen a horror movie like that in a long time, so I really
It, it,
enjoyed that.
it definitely leaned on the Texas Chainsaw way of filming. It looked as gritty as fuck.
Right, exactly.
Um, I loved it, and like even some of the nuances. Obviously, being in the 1970s in Texas, I'd imagine the fact that the main actor was black and it probably was like obviously potentially in the film they're making having
Mhm.
a black man in there is probably not going to sit well anyway. But
Yeah.
do you remember the scene when the grandpa's looking for a thing and he walks to the door and he's stark naked? You can just see the shadow and like his willy comes down to his knee and you're like, Jesus Christ. But like some of the things that Ty West puts in, I know he does it for the laugh or to an
Mhm.
extent, or to make people feel uncomfortable. I just think they're brilliant. Like
Yeah.
the scene when Mia Gott's under the bed and the old couple are having sex on the bed, and you're like, why? Like why? Although I have a funny story about that one. So do you remember when X came out and it finished, and then he announced
Mhm.
Pearl a couple of months later,
Yeah.
right? So I remember hearing the Pearl was coming out, and I got really annoyed with it because I was like, why the fuck has you recast Mia Goth again to play the old lady when she's younger? And the lads were like, what are you talking about? Why are you getting so pissed off with it? And I was like, why not just get a new actress to do it? And they were like, you do know that Mia Goth plays the old lady, don't you? And I was like, no.
Uh,
That's how good the effects were.
yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't know just
Yeah. I had
by
looked it
looking
up.
at it. Yeah.
I had to look it up. I was fully convinced that they were wrong. I had to go look it up. And then I seen the behind the scenes footage of her getting ready. I was like, damn.
That's great. Yeah, she did a great job playing both characters.
Yeah. She's been phenomenal. She's had a stellar rise over the last 5 years, 4 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Suspiria.
Mhm.
Suspiria was okay. X was very good. Pearl and Maxine. And then the other one she done, I don't know if you've seen it, Infinity Pool.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it was David Cronenberg or no, one of the Cronenbergs. It's David Cronenberg's son done it. Him and Alex Skarsgård, her and Alex Skarsgård
Okay.
go to this weird island. It's pretty fucking good. It's trippy as hell.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to see that.
yeah. It's very good actually. I was very surprised with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I think yeah, her and Jenna Ortega have just blown up since then.
They really have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised Brittany Snow hasn't done much more as well, but
Yeah, 'cause she was great in that role.
mm, I think everybody was, and the death scenes in it
Mhm.
were very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Brittany Snow's character when she got eaten by the the alligator, that was crazy.
So that bit I didn't like. It was the one death in it I didn't like
Yeah.
because I just felt obviously when Mia Goth gets in swimming early and you see the alligator, I was like, okay, so they're going to use that later on in the film.
Mhm.
Now I thought when the owl fella and the main guy go out walking, I thought that's when it's going to happen.
Right.
And then when they put her in the water, I was like, oh Christ. I was like, it was kind of unnecessary for me. What would
Mhm.
have been better would have been just to have her get pulled under
Right.
and then
Right.
just go with that.
Yeah,
But
probably.
it was fun though. It was a very good movie. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too.
Right, that's four. What else you got?
Okay, fine. Maybe Scream. I really like that series.
Now, which one?
Um, I mean, I like them all, but I would say the first one I think is the best.
Yeah, first one's by far the best.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you what then. I'll put a tough question to you. That actually you said Texas Chainsaw, which is Carl's. Scream is Ted's favorite franchise.
Mhm.
Actually, I only recently got a Scream tattoo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
The,
cool.
the what's your order of Scream then?
Oh, of all the Scream movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now I'm putting you under the pressure.
that's really hard. Well, I would go one, two, and then maybe four. And then it's so hard to compare because three is such a different tone than the rest of them that it's hard to compare like that one to the new ones. But that would be my top three would definitely be one, two, and four. But I like them all. They're all great.
I do like them all.
Mhm,
Um, whilst I could agree maybe with the top two,
mhm.
I absolutely think four is by far and away the worst of them.
Oh, really?
Oh, I like when I watch the franchise, I get to four and I'm like, oh, can I just skip it? And then I was like, no, because there are parts in it that I really enjoy,
Uh-huh.
and I know when I'm currently in the middle of actually rewatching it at the minute. I've watched one and two,
Mhm.
so I'm up to three now. Three is actually one of my. It's that fun one really,
Yeah, it's fun.
but for me, I go one, five, six, two, three, four.
Oh, okay. Like the
Yeah,
new ones a lot.
the two new ones are phenomenal.
They are really good, yeah.
Didn't six the kill box at the end of six was a bit
Yeah.
but up until that, I loved seeing how vicious Ghostface was, especially when he goes into the shop with the gun and everything. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy seeing Ghostface like that. It was
Yeah,
definitely more brutal than
but the
before.
Scream's definitely a good show. It's a good
Mhm.
show.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, yes, there's some good, really good picks in there. You've kind of got a theme of it, really. With
Yeah.
slashers more so.
Yeah, I definitely have a type of horror movie that I like.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I love slashers, and I
Mhm.
think they're extremely fun. The best thing about slashers is you can have a really creative, good slasher, but you could also have a silly movie slasher that's awesome as well.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And they both hit the same kind of way. Like I'm a huge fan of I don't know if you've ever seen the Wrong Turn franchise.
Oh, which one?
Wrong Turn.
No. No.
You've never seen them, no?
Mm-mm.
No. It's basically about a set of inbred cannibals that live in the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh, I did see the first one. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
it's
one
so
has a
good.
nice good tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love the whole franchise,
Mhm.
and like there's some of the things that you see in it. They can be quite silly, but you're like, yeah, it's fucking awesome. And
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of Hatchet.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen Hatchet?
No.
Adam Green. It's it's the movie that was supposed to be Kane Hodder's franchise. Now it is Kane Hodder the whole way through, but I just don't think the movie gets as much love as it should. But it's obviously he played Jason, but so did seven others, where no
Right.
one else has played Victor Crowley. But it's gore fest. It's awesome.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'll have to watch it.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So you have a big slasher fan. Um. So who would your most underrated slasher be though? Then that you like.
Oh, that's a great question.
See, I told you this conversation can kind of go anywhere.
hmm. It's not really a slasher, but I saw this really good movie that I liked. It was called Alone, and it was just this girl that gets kidnapped by this guy, and she ends up kind of as like she escapes, and then he's kind of chasing her in the woods. And I like that kind of movie where it's just like a
Alone.
human villain, and yeah.
2020, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I actually have this on my list to watch.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Every time I can't say I've ever actually decided to sit down and watch it, but
Mhm.
I remember flicking through and being like, yeah, I'll put that on the list.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll throw that on the list and see.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, Um, so then in terms of yourself, have you any more projects then that are due out in the next little while?
Um, yeah, I filmed a few last year. I'm not totally sure when they're coming out. I did a movie called Love and Deceit 2. So the first one's on Tubi, and that was a bit different. That's not like a horror or anything. So that was interesting to get to do something a little bit different. And then I'm filming actually another horror movie soon. I think it's called PMH Tapes, and it's kind of like a documentary style found footage, and I'm playing one of the victims in that. And we filmed in these abandoned buildings in New Jersey that were so creepy. It was the perfect setting for a horror movie.
Is it New Jersey where they had that? What's that urban legend?
Um,
Um, that was in and around killing people in that woods.
oh, the
Uh,
Jersey Devil?
no, they
No.
had there was a name. Then there was a thing on Netflix about it as well. And it was kind of like a legend.
Oh, I can't remember.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I'll look it up afterwards and I'll see if I
Okay.
remember. Um, or it might come to me. But yeah, there was. It was like them surrounding areas in New Jersey looked mental. Obviously, New
Yes.
York is one of the biggest and most developed cities, and then you go slightly outside it, and it's just woods.
Yeah, it really is. Just yeah, always. Yeah, but perfect for horror movies.
So what was it? Creepy as fuck filming in
Yeah, it was pretty cool, but yeah, it was a little bit creepy because it was totally dark and just really dirty in there and everything. So it was a little bit weird, but it was fun.
nice, nice. Obviously, everything was safety checked.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, I don't know how hard it is to make a movie. I imagine it's pretty fucking hard.
I would think so.
But if you're already creeped out, some say standing in the woods, obviously
Uh-huh.
film something else is going to make it look even more real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. So we'll definitely keep an eye out for them. And if they do come out, let us know, and I'll
Sure.
certainly give them a watch.
Okay, great.
Um, I know what you said. It's your first podcast, and I'm conscious of time as well. Um, but obviously we've gone through some of your favorite horror films, some favorite slashers. Um, what would your if it wasn't slasher, what would your favorite subgenre of horror be?
Oh,
Tough times.
so are we counting things like Wrong Turn as a slasher? Like the kind of like backwoods kind of thing with like there's still like human villains, but it's not really a
I
slash.
would, but is that what you're going with? Like,
Yeah, like The Hills Have Eyes and that kind of thing.
yeah, okay, it could be, and it's slightly different to a slasher as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time I think we've had that on the show as an answer.
Oh, really?
Like I'd be a big fan. I love The Hills Have Eyes. I well,
Yeah.
more so the remake. The
Yeah,
Alejandro Aria one was phenomenal.
mhm. Yeah.
Even two was a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Um, and then Wrong Turn, obviously, that's my favorite actual franchise.
Oh, yeah.
It's not my
Oh,
favorite horror film, but the amount of times I watch the franchise is ridiculous.
oh, yeah.
Mm.
What's your favorite type of horror movie?
I'm a creature feature fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a huge creature feature fan. Um,
Nice.
especially if it's an animal creature feature.
Okay.
Um, I do love animal attack creature features like Jaws. Jaws is just the best creature feature you'll ever get in terms of an animal attack. But I love Anaconda. I love most things
Yeah.
to do with snakes, even if they're terrible.
Yeah.
Um, but one that I love is Backcountry.
Oh, okay. I don't think I saw it, but I've heard of it.
It's based on a true story about a couple that went onto a little remote lake island in British Columbia somewhere,
Uh-huh.
and they get attacked by a bear.
Ooh.
Yeah, and obviously it's more dramatized for the film, but Adam McDonald directed it, and it's just awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
Mm.
have to watch that one as well.
He has another one there as well now that I seen. I only watched the other night. It's called Out with the Wolves.
Oh.
So he must be a fan like myself of creature features.
Yeah.
Um, but that was very good as well. But
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite horror film.
Okay.
So it's the first real horror film that I remember seeing.
Oh, yeah.
I was like 11 or 12 and snuck down the stairs in my parents' house to watch it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. And the scene when he's in the alleyway with his arms out like this.
Mhm.
I'll never forget it. It might actually be my favorite scene in film history.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just awesome. Um, but yeah, as I said, I'm a bit more conscious of time. Obviously, with yourself mid afternoon, I don't want to take up your whole evening, and it's closing late in the evening here.
Yeah, it's really late for you.
But I just want to say thanks again for taking the time out of your day to come on. I
Thank
hope
you
your
so
first
much.
podcast was all right for you.
It was, yeah. I was a little nervous because it's my
Uh,
first one, but it went well.
well, we'll definitely have you back at some stage.
Okay.
Once I get a chance to check out a couple of the bits when they drop,
Mhm.
and then we can go through some of them because obviously I can't say, well, I've seen this and what I thought of it. So,
Yeah, yeah,
um, but I'll try to get my hands on some of them to see if I can find them. Obviously, we're not lucky enough to have Tubi or anything over here, so
yeah.
um. But as I said, you're more than welcome to come back anytime. Even if you've seen if you see a horror film that you're like, oh, I wouldn't mind having a chat about that.
Mhm.
You can hit us up and we'll organize something.
Okay, great.
Um, but obviously, do you have social media and stuff that will
Mhm.
attach to this?
Yes.
Um, where you can be followed, and obviously, if you want to tell them where it is or what it is,
Yeah, I'm mostly just on Instagram. It's at Julie K. Seidel.
there you go. Simple. It's not Julie's iPhone 2 though. Don't forget that. And for shame for having an iPhone.
Sorry.
Absolutely. But what I'll do, folks, is I'll leave it there the same way. I'll finish this up the same way I finish every single Friday night. In the words of the great George A. Romero, ladies and gentlemen, stay scared.